Hello, it is a great pleasure to see you again on the Great Garden channel. What will you do when the orchids in your garden become wilted, their leaves wrinkled and weak like this? Do not worry, today I will share with you the way to restore such orchids so that they can grow healthy roots and develop again. With only a few simple ingredients, easy to find right in the kitchen, you can completely help your orchids revive and bloom brilliantly once more. If you are a beginner, do not forget to subscribe to the channel so that you will not miss any plant care tips. Let's get started. If you have an orchid with wilted leaves and rotting roots like this, the question is, how would you take care of it to save its life? The first and most important step is to gently remove the plant from the pot. Then, get rid of all the old potting medium, because materials that retain too much moisture, such as moss, fern fiber, or decayed bark, can cause the roots to suffocate and rot. Once the orchid is removed from its potting medium, you can easily observe the condition of its roots. Any roots that are mushy, rotted, or dried and hollow should be trimmed away, keeping only the firm ones that are green or bright white. This step is crucial to eliminate sources of disease and to help the plant focus its energy on nourishing the healthy roots that remain. In addition to the English voice, we have now created dubbed voices in French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Hindi, and Indonesian to help you understand the content more easily. Listen in your preferred language by opening the video and clicking on Settings, the gear icon, to select the appropriate audio language. After trimming away all the damaged and rotten roots, the next step is to thoroughly rinse the entire plant with clean water. This step is very important because it helps remove any remaining pathogens or fungal spores clinging to the stem and roots. When rinsing, be gentle to avoid injuring the healthy tissues of the plant. Once the orchid has been rinsed clean, let it dry completely in a well-ventilated place with gentle light. Allowing it to air dry this way helps the cut surfaces on the roots to heal, reducing the risk of future infections. Next, we move on to a very important step, using garlic powder to disinfect the orchid. Garlic has long been considered a wonderful natural antibiotic for plants. It can protect orchids from many types of diseases, especially fungal infections, while also repelling certain harmful insects. Thanks to this, the plant will have a clean and safe environment to recover and grow new roots. Here, I will use 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, like this. Then, dissolve it in about 500 milliliters of boiling water. Using boiling water not only helps extract the active compounds in the garlic to the fullest, but also ensures that our mixture is sterilized and safe for the orchid. After stirring well, cover the container and let the mixture cool down before using it to avoid causing any damage to the orchid. Besides garlic powder, you can also use fresh garlic. It's simple and very effective. Here, I have 3 fresh cloves of garlic like this. Fresh garlic contains many valuable compounds, especially allicin, a substance well known for its natural antibacterial and antifungal properties. Thanks to these components, garlic becomes a powerful ally that helps your orchid fight off pathogens while recovering quickly after root rot or leaf wilt. To do this, finely chop the 3 garlic cloves. The smaller you cut them, the easier it is to release their beneficial compounds. Then, put all the chopped garlic into a clean glass jar. Next, add about 500 milliliters of boiling water. The boiling water will help extract the beneficial compounds from the garlic to the fullest, while also eliminating any unwanted bacteria. Simply cover the jar and let the mixture steep for a few hours so the garlic can release all its nutrients. After about 3 hours, once the garlic water has completely cooled and all the nutrients have been released, I will strain out the solids and keep only the liquid. This garlic solution not only has antibacterial and antifungal properties, but also helps strengthen the plant's resistance. Add 1 liter of water to this solution to dilute it, ensuring that it won't shock the plant. Now, I will soak the entire orchid base in the garlic solution for about 15 minutes. This soaking process will completely eliminate any remaining pathogens on the base and roots, while also creating favorable conditions for new roots to grow strong and healthy later on. While waiting, I will use a soft cotton pad soaked in the garlic solution to gently wipe all the leaves of the orchid. This step is very important because it not only removes dust that has accumulated on the leaves over time, but also coats them with a natural antibacterial layer. This helps protect the leaves from fungal diseases and harmful insects. Once the leaves are cleaned and disinfected, the stomata become clearer, allowing the plant to absorb light and carry out photosynthesis more efficiently, which in turn speeds up its recovery. With the fresh garlic water, after it has been steeped for the right amount of time, I will also strain it to remove all the garlic pulp, keeping only the clear solution. After that, I will add about 1 liter of clean water to dilute the solution, making it safer and more effective for the plant to absorb. This solution can then be used in several different ways to care for the orchid. First, I will pour the solution into a spray bottle and mist it over the entire orchid. When sprayed, the garlic solution evenly coats the stems and leaves, allowing the plant to quickly absorb the nutrients. More importantly, it creates a natural protective layer of antibiotics for the orchid. This not only strengthens its resistance, but also helps prevent fungal diseases and harmful insects. You should spray thoroughly on both the upper and lower sides of the leaves, as this is where the stomata are most active, helping the plant absorb nutrients more effectively. With regular application, the leaves will become greener, shinier, and healthier, while the entire orchid will grow more resilient, less prone to pests and diseases, and develop more steadily. Next, I will use this diluted fresh garlic solution to water directly at the base and growing medium of the orchids in the garden. As the solution seeps down to the roots, the natural antibacterial compounds in garlic will quickly take effect, disinfecting the medium and preventing the growth of fungi and harmful bacteria that usually thrive in damp environments. Not only does the garlic solution provide protection, but it also supplies the plant with an easily absorbed source of organic nutrients that stimulate stronger root growth. The new roots will become denser, anchor more firmly into the medium, and improve their ability to absorb water and nutrients. As a result, the orchid will recover quickly, regaining its vitality after periods of weakness, leaf wilt, or root rot. You should water with this solution about twice a month. There's no need to use too much, just enough to moisten the growing medium. When combined with proper lighting and good air circulation, the orchid will grow more vigorously, producing new shoots, healthy green leaves, and eventually, beautiful vibrant blooms. Returning to the wilted orchid from earlier, after soaking it for the proper amount of time in the garlic solution, I will gently lift it out. Next, I will use a soft cotton pad to gently dry the entire orchid, paying special attention to the base and the gaps between the roots. This drying step is very important because it helps reduce prolonged moisture, which is the main cause of fungal diseases returning. When the base is kept dry and airy, the orchid will have an ideal environment to begin its recovery and grow new roots. To help this orchid recover, I will prepare a clear plastic cup. First, I add a very small amount of water, just enough to create the necessary humidity. Then, I will place the orchid leaves inside, upside down like this. The important point here is not to add too much water, just enough so that the tip of the leaves lightly touches the surface. Doing this allows the plant to gradually absorb moisture without becoming waterlogged. This method is called the water inversion technique, a very effective way to give orchids with rotten or weakened roots a chance to regenerate a brand new root system. I will cover it with a plastic cup that has small ventilation holes. These tiny holes allow air to reach the roots, preventing mold from forming. During this stage, you need to be patient and avoid disturbing the plant. Simply observe and add a little water when necessary. The result after 3 months, caring for the orchid with this simple method truly surprised me. The plant, which was once wilted and almost lifeless, has now recovered remarkably well. At the base, you can clearly see thick white new roots beginning to grow and gradually anchoring themselves in the water environment. This is an important sign that the orchid has regained its vitality and is now in a stage of strong growth. Not only the roots, but the leaves have also changed noticeably. The leaves that were once soft and yellowed have now become greener and firmer. Even more remarkable, the orchid has started to grow new, fresh leaves full of vitality, a clear sign that this recovery method truly works. When the orchid has recovered and grown steadily like this, we can completely move it back into a growing medium for replanting. I will use properly treated pine bark as the main growing medium. Pine bark has the advantage of being well aerated, allowing the orchid roots to breathe easily and helping to prevent rot. After spreading a layer of pine bark at the bottom of the pot, I will place the orchid in the center and then continue filling in more bark around it to secure the plant firmly. Pine bark has the advantage of being well aerated, keeping the orchid roots breathing properly and preventing root rot. In addition to the English voice, we have now created dubbed voices in French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Hindi, and Indonesian to help you understand the content more easily. Listen in your preferred language by opening the video and clicking on Settings, the gear icon, to select the appropriate audio language. Next, I will cover the surface with a thin layer of moss. This moss layer helps retain natural moisture, keeping the young roots from drying out and ensuring they always have the humidity they need to grow. And that's it. We've successfully revived a wilted orchid. Now you can care for it just like a healthy plant. What do you think about the orchid recovery method I just shared? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback. And if you encounter any difficulties while caring for your orchids, don't hesitate to leave a question. I'll always be ready to support you so that your orchids can grow healthy and bloom beautifully. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to continue joining me in upcoming orchid care videos. Your support is the motivation that encourages me to share even more useful tips for our garden.